I understand that you lost your father when you were 21.
Hmm.
Um, and what just clicked for me a few minutes ago is that that was also within a couple of years of you moving to the UK.
Hmm.
Um, I'm wondering, so that we can kind of move the conversation into mental health for men. How did that? How did losing your dad impact the way you saw the world?
Well, my dad was of the generation where you don't cry. He was
Yeah.
a man's man. Um, and he brought us up. When you got five girls and six boys, you got every personality on the spectrum right at home. Uh, and so I felt very comfortable in the presence of men and women because I felt like I could hang around a man's man. I could hang around a guy who was brought up with women. I felt like I had it all. I was equipped with that. But when my father passed away, I was 21 and I hadn't seen him in a number of years. And I remember my father passed away helping somebody. Somebody's car got stuck and he was trying to help them push out of the snow. And he had a heart attack and he passed away.
Oh wow.
Um, but he was working as a security guard at a high school. And he had worked so many jobs to try and make ends meet, and everything from, working in a factory where you slaughter hogs, where he worked in Chicago as a number runner and a loan shark where he made large sums of money. But then when it became illegal to do so, he had to get out the game. Now the very thing that he was doing, it's called the lottery, and everybody can get rich off of it now, but he couldn't get rich off of it anymore. So he took that money, went to the outside of Chicago about an hour, and settled down in the place that Oprah Winfrey called the poorest town in America. He bought a farm and he started and bought a combine, and he started making huge sums of money by just being a farmer. And the white farmers at that time got jealous of this black man coming in with all of this produce, that they somehow convinced the people that were buying that they wouldn't buy from my father anymore. And so he had to get out of that business. And I remember this big combine just sat there and rusted because he wouldn't sell it. He was hoping that things would change. And he had to get a job as a security guard just to bring some money in. And, he ended up passing away while he was working as that security guard. At 21, when your father goes, you understand, okay, I'm 21. I'm supposed to be a man. I don't have a father now. I have to be a man. And I remember thinking at that time, if you're going to be the man and you have to be the man, then you better equip yourself to be so. I started boxing in college. I trained unarmed defense. I wanted to educate myself. I didn't want to be a jock that wasn't smart. I didn't want to be somebody that was smart that couldn't handle themselves. I wanted to be the whole package. And so I equipped myself accordingly. So to walk in this world and be prepared for whatever it may come. I didn't want to be that guy. I've always had a disdain for bullies. Every fight I got into when I was young was always fighting against a bully. Um, and I just thought it is always so wrong because bullies are in the wrong and they win the fight. I just thought that's not fair. That's
That's
just
not
not
right.
fair. That's
Yeah.
not right. So I just wanted to be very equipped for life, and so part of that I think gave me a certain confidence in myself that I am equipped. I think when you anxieties comes from different ways, but when
Mm.
you equip yourself or when you address the things that are bothering you, the anxiety subsides. So that was my way of dealing with any type of mental issues. If there was a mental thing something that was bothering me mentally, I tried to address it so that it didn't linger and didn't grow. Because often it could be a little thing that it just it's like a plant, like a seed, and it just grows and grows. The other thing, having a big family, I have people to bounce my ideas off of, and so a problem shared is a problem halved, as they say. So that's another thing that I think works for me. And and I don't. I mean, I know it sounds very simple, but I really live by this thing. I don't sweat the small shit. I really don't. And in the big picture, all of it's small. Unless my family, someone in my family is ill, everything else is small. Everything else is small,
That's right.
and I keep it in that perspective.
And it's a way of staying stronger by not
Yes.
getting, because we get weakened when we focus on negative things.
Yeah.
It brings everything down, our vibration, our energy levels. It, leads to decision fatigue. I mean, there are so
Hmm.
many things about sitting in shit that have a negative impact on us as human beings. And some of it we
Yes.
can't control, but it's about how much time we spend in it.
Even something as simple as this. I remember hearing on Oprah Winfrey. She was talking about forgiveness, and she was saying that if you don't, when you forgive somebody, it's not just for them; it's for you, because that's a weight that you're carrying on. She says, I don't remember the analogy, but it was something like it's like waking up in the morning time, punching yourself in the face, and expecting that person to feel it. And that person's going on about their lives, but you're the ones dealing with the bruises, you know. And it just kind of registered with me. So I think part of what creates anxiety too is maybe people feel wronged, and they have a hard time forgiving people. I don't have a hard time forgiving people. I don't forget, but I can forgive, and I've had to forgive people at times, and I have felt that has been a weight lifted off my shoulders that I wasn't even aware that I was carrying until I got rid of it.
For sure. Yeah, I had the privilege, I think, of interviewing Dr. Frank Enright a couple of years ago, and he's
Mm.
the
Mm.
founder of this conversation around forgiveness. He's a professor and did a lot of work around the topic of forgiveness and how important it is, and that it's not about, like you said, it's not like you're not doing it for the other person. You're doing it to clear the energy between you and that other person, and how freeing and helpful that is to our own mental wellness and well-being, to kind of to let things go, to forgive people and let it go. I know many people who hold on to things for decades and it comes out in other ways. So I
Hmm.
say travel
Hmm.
light.
Travel
I
light, my friend. Travel light.
seriously,